was on DreamHack Open Anaheim. This time it's going to be online here at Malta Vibes. Remember that matchup, actually? It was the historic Endpoint victory, the elimination match from Group A, which we all sat down and watched when we were at LAN. So that was great. You remember that, Dwayne, right?
Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that on Train. Yeah. But will history repeat itself, Jay?
Or will forZe get the revenge? Well, either way, we'll get a chance to give a shout out to Gaming Malta. Malta Vibes is brought to you by Gaming Malta, the home of gaming excellence. forZe will get their knife on the board, therefore they get their choice aside. A CT start might benefit Endpoint in a surprising fashion, I think, because if they are able to just sort of like, you know, get the jitters out first thing, then go to their CT half in the second one, then they know exactly what they need to do and how much ground they have to make up against forZe.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly one way of having a look at it, you know, seeing if they can get off to a good start, seeing if they can get some rounds on the board. One player in particular who I certainly feel as if in the last couple of months has really been impressive is Thomas, and we haven't really seen too much from him, I would say, in this best of three, which is kind of surprising because, for me at least, Thomas normally shines when he's under pressure, you know, when they're in the big games, when they're in, like, semi-finals, quarterfinals. So I'm really hoping that for Endpoint, they can, you know, get Thomas firing up. If they can get him and Crucial firing, then Endpoint are in for a really good chance, especially on this T side.
Well, Endpoint set themselves up with two players on utility, Double Flash and Smoke from Mighty Max and Robin. Look at Crucial diving straight down the pop dog position. You get that early pick and map control, making quite a bit of noise for us. Arms is definitely going to call that out, and Power is going to keep his eyes on for the two players that are there up on ticket booth as he jumps from the bomb train to the connector position. And Smoke's come out towards A. This is going to be a full-blown execution. Ivy siphoned off as well as Connector sees it. Smokes go down. Flashes over. Still two left in the pipeline for Max and Robin. Thomas is going to get straight up to the bomb site, try to look for the plant. He has no idea that Power's up here as Almaza finds that first kill on Seville. The bomb will get forced away. Jerry getting tagged relatively low. Robin does take the man down, but Thomas is also fallen to trade. So 2 for 1. The bomb in CT control out in the open. Almaza gets Mighty Max here at Pop Dog. Crucial, missing all his bullets. Does get that headshot in the end, and Robin turns it back, but they're solo HP. Almaza drops next. Robin up for one final headshot for a 4K, forced to reload, sees exactly where Flit is, but could not get the kill. As Flit gets 2 kills to his name, gets the pistol for forZe.
And unfortunately, what happened there for Endpoint is that they just try and get that bomb down straight away, rather than clearing out the site, rather than trying to aggress and forcing those CTs back. And you've got to think, as soon as that bomb gets dropped into the open, it just makes it so difficult for Endpoint to bring that round back. Yes, we saw a couple of nice kills coming out for both Robin and Crucial, but the round was pretty much already done. And for forZe, taking the pistol round and taking the XM for Almaza out towards the B bomb site. This could be interesting.
Oh, XM gets that first kill. Jerry can get the second. Nice and easy for the shotty. It was a force buy, and again, firepower differential is different by comparison, but it's always nice to see the shotguns farm up the cash. Plenty of money here for Almaza, so ready to wreck them all. And 2-0 on the board for forZe, as you would expect. Those tats in particular were clean on the second and the third players. But $2,700 gained by this shotty for the kills alone. You can see what that's going to do. M4's out, Scout's still in. Going to keep the SMGs for value's sake. Surprised they didn't keep the shotgun for value's sake, but I digress, same thing.
Now, what forZe realistically could do, Jay, considering the fact of how many kills came out from that auto shotty, is they can get Flit and Exy on an AWP going into the following round. Even the aggression coming out from these MP9s, they're really looking to farm up the economy. And well, that force buy in the last round really wasn't too successful. So much money going the way of the XM. Jumping MP9, and well, this round's pretty much all but over. Thomas, last one left. He's got his knife out, looking for something, but a 3-0 start. And you know what? Considering no one goes down, it might actually not be the best option to invest the AWPs. At least keep the economy in like change and where it is at the moment. You don't even need to upgrade anything.
Oh, you get 3-0 start, as you mentioned. No need for upgrades on the forZe side. You get value out of these weapons. Again, just most of the SMGs to be upgraded in the next round if necessary, but you know, if they can win it off the back of this, which they could very easily do here. Again, Endpoint's T side, not exactly pretty. Going to evade most of the nades and the flashes coming forward. The SMGs will push in, get a 1-for-1 trade. That's already pretty decent considering that's an AK they faced against.
That's a very decent stance coming out from forZe, and they're going to actually bring a second player over to this B bomb site. Looking for a little bit of information, face crack, at least falling a little bit further back from the T-con position. And for Endpoint, you'd have to think that it's going to be an outer hit, considering the fact they've got a little bit of Ivy presence. They're now falling back out of Brown Halls. This should just be the outer take to the A bomb site.
60 seconds. Make it happen. On the trades, at least, obviously, 1-for-1 total. AK here seeing two players out, and face crack drops the man. 9 HP, can pass that back to his teammate. He'll keep the weapons in play for him. Surreal, Max and Thomas make their way in from Pop Dog and T-Con. Not seeing the CTs there on the bomb site. Surreal does get a player down from heaven. It's now Flit standing behind the second piece of cover on the bomb train. Flashes over from the T side, still looking for the smoke, still looking for Max, still looking for the opposition. I think he saw the foot of the first man that crossed out. One player close towards Red Train. He's going to have to be the central focus of this retake here for forZe, and they're playing this so carefully. Slowly but surely prodding into the bomb site. Thomas is waiting. It's very quiet across this entire board, but you can imagine the explosion going to come through in a moment. Thomas tagged low, still gets Almaza, looks towards Stopper, has info on Flit. XE Power sneaking up to the bomb, taps it once, going to try and force the peaks in. Flit will go down, and Surreal will clean up the final kill. So first on the board for Endpoint. A bit of a struggle to get that first, though.
Yeah, look, it certainly was. That round was very back and forth, and you felt as almost for Flit there, he may have played that a little bit too cautiously. Flit is normally a player that likes to get in your face, and he was just waiting towards that back of the bomb train, just waiting for his teammates to regroup rather than swinging out. And this is what I talked about with the double orb setup. The fact that forZe did not upgrade a lot in that last round, kept it as a bonus round, and here it is, Flit and XE Power on these double orbs. This is where forZe can get right back into the game. Hello.
Goodbye. Shot missed. Same for Flit out here to the Brown Halls. Man advantage. Robin is isolated from making his way back out, though. He's got no further utility, and that shot's not missing. Flit, beautiful with the AWP, and no Brown Hall strike from Endpoint. They're just going to continue the passive control.
And considering that was just a single lurk coming out from Robin, there's no way of a trade potential. I love the way that Flit actually aggresses through that smoke rather than playing passive. Crucial does find an opener, and they're stacked up from ramp. This could be big from Almaza, especially if he gets a flash in from his teammate. If he gets any kind of assistance, this could be big from Almaza with the M4. Then it all comes down to timing, and he can't find anything.
XE Power able to take a 3 versus 3. Now the T's are on the bomb site, but there's still so much more to do. Plant yet to be secured here for Endpoint. Surreal's on 5 HP, but as is XE on 17. The AWP, however, can work with this low amount of health. Smoke's on, going to extinguish the flames, throw it out. XE going to start peeking in from the CT spawn entrance. Surreal on the bomb train, just waiting carefully, and the CT's so slow about these retakes here.
They really are taking their time, but they're at least finding the impact. They're able to turn it into their advantage, a 3-on-2, and Surreal's just so damn low. Even the nade's going to be able to take him down, and for Crucial, 1 versus 3, needs to try and isolate the fight. They know exactly where he is, and even Flit just re-peeking into the angle. A simple retake coming through, and Flit, as soon as they bring out the double orbs, it's not even XE Power that finds the impact. It's a quadra kill for Flit.
And quadra rounds for forZe, responding to Endpoint start. And the rebuy back from the Endpoint camp is not going to look confident at all. AKs will come out. But Surreal's got a Deagle. I don't think they have a wet drop weapon for him, no. This is going to be rough. Very rough for the Endpoint side. I mean, again, they struggled to get that first rifle round on the board. So the fact that they're limited by any amount of weaponry here just indicates bad times for the T side.
Yeah, it certainly does, and they really need to get off to a good start on T. If they get 5 rounds or more, I certainly think that they can establish a comeback, but for most teams on T, you'd probably be looking at like 6 rounds at a minimum on a map like Train. This HE, if it's timed right, can do a hell of a lot of damage onto Robin. And, well, unfortunately, not quite timed that right. It's a little bit further back than the nade was. And even for Endpoint, considering the Ivy presence they put in the early round, they're not even really committing with it.
And very careful again. In both sides, in general, are playing very carefully. The CTs, you can see how passive they are to the A bomb site, not pushing up towards T-Con, not pushing out of Ivy. Even playing off this ramp upper contact from Exi Power and Almaza. And of course, Endpoint. You know, passive as they always are, seems to be looking for these defaults in the opening kills. Kill could come through here on Robin's part. Flashes over as the T's look to make their way in on the B bomb site. Surreal, no idea where Almaza is. He gets the kill on one, damage to the second. Flick gets Robin meanwhile on the Ivy face. The plant to be secured here as the T side move close. Thomas again out towards the T-Con area, ready for face crack. Face crack drop, super so crucial on Max. Last two players left. Both players held out towards Grill, and that's one kill found for the Orb. Slow face sync gets the second as well. And this CT half is looking beautiful from forZe.
Now, if I'm Endpoint, if I'm Mighty Max, I'm saying, right, Robin needs help at Ivy. Man, he is struggling at Ivy at the moment. Just bring him a second player. Just bring him some backup. Because at the moment, for the CT side, pretty much all of the opening kills are going their way off the back of Robin going down. And from there, the execution comes out to the B bomb site. The retakes are fantastic once again. And 5-1 up, Endpoint. Not off to the best of starts at the moment on this CT side, on the T side, I should say. Money line starting to build up for forZe. And these Orbs are just finding so much impact at the moment. So many kills between Flit and Xe.
Yeah, we talked about how forZe is also not a team that tend to use the double orb setup. And I mean, well,
yeah, it's true.
Right now, they brought it out more times in this map than they have throughout the entire series. And as you mentioned, having so much impact, I really think it speaks to the level of, you know, I really think it speaks to how impactful the AWP is on a map like Train. forZe are just abusing that left, right, and center against Endpoint, and they can abuse it right here again against the Pistols. It is a half buy round from Endpoint, and the struggles continue. But again, as there's been a bit of a theme so far here in Malta Vibes, it's not too out of the ordinary. We expected Endpoint to have a rough T-side half, and that's exactly what's happening. Pistol plays out towards the A bomb site here. M4s and AKs here in body blocks. Jerry will take out Robin. Flit sneaks through with the AWP, dropping the bomb plant. And Max had no idea that player got to him. Thomas will make his way up to the bomb site. Jerry's going to take out Crucial though, and Xe does not miss his flicks, as we would expect. 6-1 for the CT side.
And I'd like to see the wall of smokes coming out from Endpoint, maybe just to hit something a little bit quicker. They've been very passive in getting map control. They've had single lurks from Robin out towards Ivy, kind of. I mean, yeah, look at those odds. That's pretty one-sided, to say the least. Pretty one-sided. I mean, they believe in the city side of forZe, I'm going to say, Jay.
Mate, those odds were so one-sided, they actually hurt me. Like, I'm an Endpoint fan, but I'm not that much of an Endpoint fan. Like,
yeah,
but that hurt
rough.
me. Like, oh my goodness, 16 point. I don't think I've ever seen an odd that high, to be honest. Like, that's just extra insult to injury on the Endpoint camp. And personally, I wouldn't put the odds that high. Again, I'm not really much of a better myself, so maybe I just don't know how this works. But either way, Endpoint still have a lot of breathing room on the comeback here. They just have to get a good couple of T-side rounds. And that's a start from Thomas. Almaza dropping at the edge of the smoke, and I think they're going to act off the back of that. Indeed they are. Nades coming in from Jerry. Damage done to Crucial. Incendio should stop him making his way out. Thomas has already made his way up to the smoke, though. And the smoke's coming through. We'll try and block off the... I thought it was Jerry. That's Xe that got that kill. 4 versus 3. Jerry still close against Robin. They know he's there. And the CTs will make their way in. Try to deny the bomb plant. They can't do that, but they're up for a good retake.
Ooh, great shot coming out from Mighty Max, but the trades are almost instant. And you've got to think, Face Crack and Flit in the 2 versus 2. They've swapped over one of the Orbs 4 and M4, but they know the information of where both these players are. You'd have to think someone's got to stick it, and someone's got to be able to try and defend. Face Crack struggling a little bit to even be able to tap that bomb. And Endpoint, they're playing this so well. They're playing so passive, but Robin, he's the last one left.
They can't get on the bomb in time here. The time is just going to be good enough for it. Robin's got to swing as soon as they hear that tap. AWP's waiting for the kill. He gets that one frag, but Face Crack's going up in smoke. That'll be a second round for Endpoint. But again, take a look at the 2 rounds they won there. 2 players alive on the first and no players alive for the second. The buy is going to look broken for Endpoint. forZe can respond with full-blown rifles.
And that's the big thing, is that even though Endpoint win the rounds, they lose the economy game. They've lost every single player And even the buy coming forward into round number 9, we're seeing Galil's coming up to back those AKs. And the double AWPs, they just keep coming. They realize how much impact they've found that they can just keep investing. Ooh, this is fast from Endpoint. This is the quickest we've seen from them yet.
Split with one frag, not quite the second. Mighty Max controls Exy with a no-scope, though. Lands on Robin. Surreal can respond of his own right. The flick not going to be connecting still for Exy Power. He's missing a few uncharacteristic shots. 3 versus 2. The T's have gained the advantage. Damage sustained. He knows a crucial somewhere in the midst of the smoke. They're doing damage over on the default plant position. Almaza does get Surreal. And now 1 versus 2. So he's crucial. Not ready for the swing in the midst of a reload animation. So he couldn't take the shot, couldn't take the adjustment. And Endpoint do sneak a third in the T-side board.
And that's really smart. You know, I give my hats off to Mighty Max. That's a really great call. They've realized, okay, we've slowed this right down for most of the T-side. We haven't hit them quick. Let's go for a quick outside take. Try and see if we can isolate those AWPs. And that's the thing. On a map like Train, if you've got an AWP of Exy player playing around like the back of bomb or connector, it's so difficult to be able to contain control when the Ts are coming at you so quickly. And that's how the AWPs were isolated. This could be the opportunity for Endpoint to come back, and we're actually going to go fast to the B bomb site. No smokes. It's a dry run.
Oh, 2 kills for Almaza as the CZ catches one off guard. Another player's low, and the Nova in the backline gets a pick back. It's all up to Thomas. He could lose this so easily. And they've done it. What a round for forZe. They get double AWPs for free. They get double AWPs for free.
How many times have we seen these buys work against the Endpoint side? It's not even funny to keep bringing it up. The Nova just, 2 kills, easy. Dry run into the B bomb site, no utility. I mean, it was a good start. They found the opening kill. Then the CZ does a lot of work because they just don't check the angle. And Endpoint, only 3 rounds on T. I'm worried. I'm extremely worried for them. We know that their T sides can be shaky. But to only get 3 rounds already, it's not enough.
Look, if they can get at least 5 by the turn of the half, I think it's workable. I genuinely think it's workable there for Endpoint, but like their struggle they've got to go through to get to that point is just going to be so manic.
True.
They will concede the 8th right here. It's a half buy coming in from the T side. They lost a little bit of loss bonus as well, so I'm not even sure how much money they're going to have for the full investment round. It may be a bit of a harsh buy up here. See the AWPs coming in for Flair. Exy Power with his, going to take it out to the Ivy position. Endpoint stacking up to the Brown Hills area, and ideally their strength is in numbers here. Deco coming through, so the hand cannons can take a range fight, but ideally looking to overwhelm these rifles so that way they can't get all the picks as necessary with so many players facing them at the same time. And it looks like a B commitment here from the T side.
And, well, Flitz just completely rotated out to leave Almaza alone at this big bomb site. Oh, the spam coming through. Great spray transfer. That's actually going to allow a bomb plant. So all in all for Endpoint, it's not a bad round. Like you said, strength in numbers. They get a couple of kills. They get a bomb plant. They can be pretty happy with that round.
Actually was on the connected train. So I think he predicted it well, like at the edge of the little corner on like the box on the train itself.
Yeah. Okay.
A good shot. Certainly works well for the CT camp. They're going to be happy with the kill either way. Endpoint getting quite a bit out of that round though. Quick rush in, a couple kills down, a bomb plant bonus for the buy up. Seeing the AWPs get dropped back over, the reinvestment coming in from the CT side. A couple of drop rifles as well, so they could still break it off the back of this. Endpoint just need to get this next round.
No, they really do. But that's the problem, right? Is it's that they lose it, and well, you can kind of kiss goodbye that 5 rounds. I think they need to go back to what works, and it might be the quick outside take. We saw how much success they were able to find, and look how quickly the utility comes out. But it's actually like a double pump from Endpoint. They're actually not committing with these early smokes.
Try Salam on 1, second smoke's coming down towards Connector, and Ivy and Pop Dog again, face cracks there. Evading the Molotovs over at Sandwich, the flashbang's going over, the T-side not going to check it. Mighty Max says tag him low, he still lets Surreal slip away from the opening kill, but get a second headshot, and Almaza, the bomb plant will be secured. Ooh. Jerry on a backstab, Crucial has no idea, he saw him peek out, sees nothing, checking forwards. Headshot on the man, takes him down, swings in on Robin, gets a double, and the CTs have control once again in the 2 versus 3. Mighty Max in con, Thomas and Stopper both tagged up below 50 HP. Smoke's coming in, nades coming out. The CTs finally get dealt with. Jerry drops to leave the Orps alone. Looking away the wrong moment. He's still swinging at Exy. Flit with his pistol out. The AWP looking close. Almost locked onto Mighty Max. But 4 kills go the way of the T-side member, and Endpoint get the elusive 4th.
A huge round from Mighty Max, one of the biggest we've seen from him yet. And, well, this was a really nice play coming out from Jerry. The big backstab coming out through the B bomb side into the brown halls to wrap around T-Con. But Mighty Max, you can't be stopped. The in-game leader putting up a huge performance in that last round. And well, you spoke about the money reset. forZe, they're going to go for the force buy. And they don't have the better buy over Endpoint going into round number 13. Oh, this could be fast again.
Looks like the positions are set up for a quick play around the corner into the ramp area. They are pretty fast back. I mean, the bomb hasn't even been picked up, so Endpoint are going to set up for the default. Meanwhile, forZe are going to start peeking forward. Robin are going to fall to the Ivy presence from the AWP, and they're going to continue moving closer and closer here. AK recovered for Flit. This is workable again for the CT camp.
And he's got a lot of information because he's hearing no footsteps around T-Con, and that's going to force the rotations into the B bomb side. There's going to be 4 players here for the CT side, and don't tell me that another force buy is going to be another round success for this forZe side. Crucial and Thomas in the 2-on-3.
Not over just yet, especially as Crucial gets face cracked back to even standing. And there is a player here in Connector as well. Thomas spotted him. The second player also to join us from Con as well. Keeping their eyes on the back line. They need to get the bomb plant soon here. Crucial's got to be the man to do it. He is there on the bomb site. And Thomas is playing forward. Checking ramp, checking Connector. Spray through. Jerry gets the kill. And Crucial going to leave that bomb scope in. Did they hear him? They did. He gets Jerry down. Now to check the bomb site, but he doesn't know that Flit's also made his way in. AK close. And the AWP misses its kill. And there it is, another force buy round going well for forZe as Endpoint just can't catch a break.
They honestly can't, and they didn't even really do a lot wrong in that round, I would say. It just comes off the back of information being found from the forZe camp. As soon as they push Ivy, as soon as Flick gets aggressive, he hears absolutely no footsteps around T-Con. They gamble stack the B bomb site, and, well, the trades just come out. 9-4. forZe 1 round away from double digits on the CT side, and this is the last map in a semi-final. Jay, the winner of this is going to take on alternate attacks in the grand final of Malta Vibes. There is so much lying on this. How have we still not seen a tactical pause for Endpoint? This is like the 2nd or 3rd one from forZe on train.
I'm pretty sure it's the 3rd one.
Like, I just don't understand why they're not using their pauses.
I think they're thinking, and what I was thinking earlier on in the pregame, or before, after we got the knife side chosen by forZe, I was saying, look, Endpoint know once they get to the CT side how much room they have to make up, how much ground they have to cover in the second half. So I think they're mostly focusing on that. It's like, how can we slow the progress down for forZe and stop as many rounds going their way as possible, and then look to their CT side. Unfortunately, the options are force buy here, force buy next round. And of course, they are going to buy up here in round 14. You can see the AKs, the AWPs coming in for the T side. Nades on, doing very little damage to Crucial, actually. He finds the first kill on Flit, so that's a start for Endpoint.
A great opening coming out from the AWP, and well, we saw the aggression from Exy Power and Flit in the last round around Ivy. Exy Power's alone, finds the opener. Can he follow up? He actually escapes. He can call for a little bit of backup, but instead just goes for an individual peek, and this round's pretty much over now for the forZe camp. It's a 4-on-2 advantage for Endpoint. They can slow it down, they can play the mind games, they can play the numbers game. Every advantage is going their way in round number 14.
Oh, look at FaceCrack though, up to the brown halls, hold the phone. 2 players to line up, he gets that 1 kill, gets the hell out of dodge. And now I don't know what's going on here. Surreal pushing up towards the B bomb site. And the AWP of Hamza seeing 1, seeing 2, dropping Mighty Max. This isn't over. This is winnable. This is very winnable, but Surreal sneaking in. Deagle's up, takes him down. Face crack drops to Crucial. Unfortunately, Endpoint recover. forZe still within moments there of losing control.
Okay, that's a good round coming out from Endpoint, and it comes off the back that they're just waiting for the aggression. They're getting a couple of nice opening kills. And when you look at round number 15, you look at the buy that's going to come out from forZe. It's not the greatest, but it is another force, Jay, and we've seen what some of these wacky buys can do in the past. FaceCrack, he's just got a liking for the Nova at the moment. He's bought it a few times so far in this half. Oh, what a shot.
What? Did Crucial double scope in towards the bottom? That may have been why he didn't see him. Given so much time for the scout to strike, Mighty Max knows that he's there somewhere. Hearing Xe drop off, he's the most forward player of this T side. He could do so much from this position. Making their way up to the bomb train. Spray doesn't get the kill. If he had a nade, he could take it down over a connector, but for now it's a 5 versus 4. The Nova is going to get dealt with, though.
Finally, the Nova gets dealt with, and, well, that's really an advantage that forZe didn't need to give up. They had a great opening off the back of Xe power, and for Endpoint, it looks like they're going to be backing off from the brown halls, but Flit trying to tap away with this 5-7. He's seen a lot of information and can relay that over.
There we go, 2 players left for the CT camp. Smokes down to try and ensure that Pop Dog is protected. Real. Quick, even closer, put a nade on towards Flit's position. Bounces back, but actually does the damage. Does more to Surreal, though, so Flit's in a decent position. The AK. Main primary contact here. Surreal making noise. Oh. Still finds the headshot, though. I don't know how, but it works. Jerry left alone in a 1 versus 3. Obviously has to go for the retake. Molotov's back, moving forward. CZ spotted. Robin takes him down. So 6 to close out the half for Endpoint. And you know what? Considering how difficult that was in the initial part of the half, Endpoint has done a great job of bringing it back.
You know, you're absolutely right. They've been able to get a bit of a late resurgence in this first half on the T side to at least put up a pretty competent scoreline, to say the least. Nice couple of tab there coming out from Surreal. But look, 6 rounds, you mentioned it, Jay. 5 is doable. You'd have to imagine that 6 is, well, doable plus about 10%, really.
Endpoint, the crucial thing to take here. Again, the reason why they won that train map against forZe back at Anaheim was because they got 12-3 on the CT half.
Yes.
And in general, a lot of their sort of like, you know, maps of train, they are very CT basis. You know, 61% of their CT rounds are won, 59% of their rounds overall won are on the CT side. So, Endpoint, all the stats point to this half being so good for them. And, you know, we've talked a lot about how the T side is weak. We've talked a lot about how it can be very awkward for a lot of teams. And certainly seems to be the case here for forZe. See the loot bet odds that have tipped slightly in favor of Endpoint. I'm not going to lie. Thinking back to that earlier really big sort of money line, it may have been a bug. I don't know. I'm not going to pay attention to that, but either way. Of course, if you do want to get involved, then of course those odds can be bet on at Loot Bet. Click the banner under the Twitch channel to get yourself 10 free CSGO spins and up to 100 euros bonus for your deposits. So, Diffuse for Mighty Max, Surreal with a Flash Smoke and HE, Utility for Almaza and Flit, Smoke Molly and Smoke Flash. I believe a P250 may be on Flit as well. Opening up the windows here, and forZe are going to set up some utility towards A.
And this pistol round needs to be a success. It absolutely needs to be. And I believe that's a deep con smoke coming out from Flit. This HE could do a lot of damage on from Surreal onto the T-side players out from ramp if it's timed correctly. And for forZe, they're taking their time. HE coming out. Oh, big chunk. There we go.
And 1 kill found for Surreal for it. Tapping through against Xe. He's on 20 HP. Thomas there on the other side of the site. Drops the bomb, gets a second headshot. And not quite a 3k. Flit and Xe do find the kill, trade kills, but look at the HP. This one is just impossible for the T side. Hold on. Don't tell me I've jinxed it. 2 versus 2 as the headshot comes out, but surely they can't make this work from here.
Oh, you'd really doubt it. You would really doubt it. But it all just comes down to these headshots. And even with the low HP coming out to Flit and Xe power, they are quite aggressive at the moment on this T side. Flit ran in the corner. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I thought Flit was going to do that. Oh, that's big. That's a big round from Robin. That's down to the wire. And now that forZe got a bomb plant and 4 kills, they'll probably force the issue, try and get those AKs up, maybe Flit and FaceCrack. I would say both those guys, get the AKs up for them.
I just saw my worst nightmare flash before my eyes just for a moment. Like, that could very well have been a loss there for the Endpoint camp, but no. Just holding on by the skin of their teeth. So pistol the way of Endpoint, but as you say, the bomb plant comes from forZe, and they're going to buy here in this next round for it.
Yeah, like it.
I mean, it's got four rifles out. I think Jerry's got, I don't know what Jerry's got, but, you know,
just a pistol. Yeah.
But either way, still 2 AKs, 2 Galils for a second round. That's pretty good.
It's fantastic, and it really, I mean, that's not the best of starts from Jerry, taking a fair bit of damage, but they need to use those rifles to the best abilities. Use it as a unit, overwhelm that B bomb site. If they get the timing right, there's only a single defender here at B, and that's surreal. He uses that smoke. They're trying to get him to bait out utility. He's now got nothing as the anchor at the B bomb site, so if they rush him, he can't do anything to hold them back.
Gonna get back up in Crucial, who is also without utility at this stage. And both players are going to try to set the crossfire here. They see the flashbangs coming in. They fall back behind yellow. They fall back to the stopping positions on the B bomb site. Burst through. Surreal gets the first kill on Armors, but they sneak the bomb plant in. Jerry's low. Xy's falling even lower. Damage has been done as Thomas gets secondary kill on Xy. Flick goes falling next up. Backstab coming in from Jerry, but face crack is here on the main bomb site defensive. Going to spray through the wall, hopefully get some picks back, but not going to happen. So Jerry left to try and get maybe a kill, maybe a knife frag on Mighty Max will be his best bet at this stage. The bomb diffuser being stuck here. Gets that one frag, falls out position. Not much loss for the CTs. Another bomb plant for forZe. Do they opt for a second force buy here?
I would hope that they don't. I mean, we've certainly seen teams like forZe in the past. Hard Legion is a great example as a team that if they get a bomb plant in that following round, they'll force again. But considering they didn't find too many kills, it means that the economy basis isn't low for their opposition. So it's a smarter call just to go for the half buy, upgrade a couple of pistols, upgrade a little bit of utility. And this at least should be the round that Endpoint now tie us up at 9 rounds each. And clawing their way back on the CT side. But it is going to come with a pretty tough road. It's not going to be easy for them. And you've got to think they need to deal with, you know, round by round. They now need to deal with an eco, with a half buy. We've seen the struggles from Endpoint against these kind of buys in the past.
Nades doing damage again for Surreal, not as a massive and spread out across the T side as we've seen before, but Armors are on 61 HP, and the AK of Surreal stands by alongside Crucial. Incendiary's coming back, trying to stall them from the bomb plant. The AK of Surreal gets that first pick, a second Incendiary down to the bomb site as well, might force the planter to fall. Face crack tagged, flick down, face crack down, Jerry and Xy. And Xy does get one good deagle shot. The Tech 9 moves close as Thomas gets Xy. It's all left to Jerry. Again to do the exit frag damage. Crucial was expecting him. Unfortunately, Endpoint do look as confident as we hoped here on the CT side. 9-9 on this board. A full 3 rounds in a row for the UK lads. And forZe with their half buy with another bomb plant. 3 plants in a row. The money is flowing for the T side. We will see a very confident buy.
Here's an opportunity to get that AWP straight away out for Crucial. They probably won't double AWP, at least yet, Jay, considering the fact that they held on to 4 rifles. But you've got to think, yeah, you know, things are certainly looking pretty good for the Endpoint side, looking a little bit more comfortable at the moment. Surreal's just spazzing out, but it's all right. It seems like he's back. And for forZe, now we've spoke about the AWPs on the CT side. We haven't really spoken about what Xy Power can do on the T side.
AWP comes in, but it's actually the AK that gets that first kill on the CT side. Thomas gets another kill on Almaza. Further incendiaries to force that AWP away from active challenge positions. The face crack read by Crucial. He takes a fight towards Ivy, then Mighty Max wins. And, well, I mean, you talk about Xy Power getting a chance to strike. None of the others are getting the chance to. And even he's pushed back passive. Endpoint have dealt with this aggression so well.
That's honestly one of the best rounds I've seen from Endpoint yet. They really shut that down. The counter utility was really what made it on point. So much spam coming through. Mighty Max comes away with a couple of nice kills. And you've got to think that all they need to do is push into T-Con when that round's over and just pick up an absolute ton of AKs. This is looking very good for the Endpoint side. And this should really be them on the lead. And you've got to think, even with so much time on the clock, forZe have to, like, just save. They can't do anything. They both go down, then they're not going to get a buy into the next. At least going into the following round, they can bring an AWP and an AK in play.
40 seconds left. Time's ticking. Endpoint not going to go hunting for them. The forZe are just left to hold on, wait these out. You know, I mean, with that level of time on the clock, then, you know, Endpoint could have easily swung in and taken them all down, but the forZe side just don't want to have any of it, and Endpoint don't want to concede either. Their own money line is a little bit tagged up, so it makes sense. Maybe they can get that FAMAS a bit closer to the players that went down. They can grab a third AK.
Absolutely, that's what they'll be looking for.
The M4 instead, actually. So one of the T side players.
Counter-terrorists win. They're actually not pushing forward. They may have just had a bit of a gut feeling that maybe the eyes were on towards TCOD and they realized we don't really want to overextend when we've got rifles here. And that's, with two players surviving, going to initiate the force from forZe. At least they've got a decent amount of money line, considering the fact that you said, Jay, they got so many bomb plants to start this half off that their economy's actually been in a pretty good state.
Once again, the Knaves doing a lot of early damage to the T-side camp. Flit's going to take a little bit less than before.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Was that an AWP shot that connected to that, or was that another HE?
I would say no. The AWP was out towards COD. It had to be a HE or spam. Probably a HE. Oh, all right, Max.
Well, the kill is a combination of both.
Yeah.
Spam through against Almazer. We'll take him down. Xe still low. Face crack's even lower than before. And forZe, again, with a very awkward start. Jerry's going to get popped in, it seems, to the pop dog position. Robin's ready with the M4. They end up falling down. Jerry's seen. He's a dead man. And Robin continues to hold the corner position. They're not expecting that. Thomas gets flipped, meanwhile, out somewhere else on the map. 5 versus 2. Endpoint have got full control of this. And as they hear players rotating out, they hunt for even more frags. And what a turnaround from the first half. And, you know, again, for Endpoint, their CT side against forZe was utterly dominant when they took them on last time.
Yeah. And you've just got to think that for forZe, mentally resetting is going to be tough, considering the fact that they put, what, 9 rounds up on CT. They went into the half looking, you know, pretty good, I would say. And they've just been shut down. Like, yeah, some of the rounds have been close, but these gun rounds have been far from it. Facecrack actually going to get a bomb plant? You are kidding me. They've all left the site! If he got a bomb plant, Jay. Ooh.
He's going to get it. He's going to get a bomb plant.
Are you kidding?
I mean,
come on, Endpoint! Oh my goodness.
He's going to get a kill for it as well.
Like, come on. I'm so tilted, man. I can't believe they let him out of bomb. They're 5 alive! Like, how do they let him plant?
That's probably tilted you a lot more than it should tilt anybody, to be fair. It's probably tilted you a lot more than it has tilted Endpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, the money's still not going to be incredible for forZe. We probably might not even see a buy coming out from these guys. It'd be a bit difficult to justify it. They're going to take another tactical pause on this T side. I think that's 4 for 4 now.
Yeah, it should be the last.
Yeah. So the decisions to be made by the Russians. But definitely a concession to be had, I feel.
Do you know who that man is up on that picture of train? The mosaic, as they say?
Is it? Oh, train's based in Russia, isn't it? So it would be...
It is.
It would be some Russian leader, correct?
I've got no idea. I just asked you. I've broken him.
Are you serious?
I've got absolutely no idea who it is.
Well, if anyone wants to let us know at UKCSGO and at the Eternal J on Twitter.
Well, they're going to buy after that bomb plan, Jay. So that bomb plan actually allows them to get AKs out. Imagine if Endpoint loses this round.
Look how aggressive they're going to get out of the game once again. Flitz or Thomas, he couldn't take him down. He turned away at the wrong moment, and that's an opening kill. Found at the CT site. Again, the aggression of forZe punished. And Robin, aggressing towards Pop Dog of his own right, does not get a secondary frag, though.
Oh, the timing. Does he get seen? No, I don't think he did. That was like right on the edge of the smoke. And that's actually a big kill coming out from Almaze. That turns it into a 4-on-4 and now draws the attention of the CTs to look towards the Ivy presence.
Thomas in particular was very, very susceptible to a trade in there. We're at the sandwich position. AWP looking in for Crucial. Nothing being seen with the T's. They're playing so carefully. Thomas will get Armorzer though, so that drops the Ivy control, and maybe they should be able to realize what's going on from here.
Oh, they probably have a pretty good idea now, Endpoint. They realize the fact that there was 2 smokes down at that B bomb site, but they haven't seen anything. XCPower's in such a great position at the moment, and no one has any idea he's there. He's still silent, so he could take down Thomas. If he could take him down, that should be a free bomb plant on the side. How is Thomas looking the other way at the right time? The timing is impeccable, and Jerry's now into the 1 versus 4. And I have honestly no idea what made Thomas look towards his left, but that was just, the timing could not be better.
Not a single T-side round so far in this second half.
And no more tacticals, Jay. I'm pretty sure they've used them all.
That's true. Nothing they can do to reorient themselves. Endpoint on the serious hype train. Appropriate because this map is train. Nade stacks out. They're expecting AV aggression. They're going to probably push that in to try to get the opening frag. But as soon as they hear all those nades coming through, Orb seeing them all cross, he knows what's going on here. Nades on Thomas, up for the rude awakening. Man down, found on the CT side. 5-on-4, they now know where most of forZe are at. But again, they're going to be careful about their aggression, slowly start pushing up to an actual hit. The AWP and Max standing by. Nades on, here they go. First man out, he could not connect that shot. Refacing around the corner, still can't connect it. Robin's going to get pressure, he does find that first frag, he does get overwhelmed, but they Tech 9s and the P250s doing the damage, all suddenly left to Surreal in a 1 versus 3 scenario. And this has fallen apart very quickly for Endpoint.
And it's honestly surprising that the first round that's going to go the way of the forZe side is off the back of just a half buy, just some upgrades. Surreal, this could be a big clutch. 1 versus 3 attempt from him. They already saw his position towards Old Bomb, so they have a rough idea of where he is. And, well, it's the AWP from Flip that's going to be able to clean up. So forZe going to finally get onto the board on the T side, and it was much needed, Jay. It's been a while since they've been able to put a round up.
Well, they'll be able to follow it up. One of the main issues for Endpoint on their T side was follow-up rounds. They oftentimes just got one, conceded it right back to forZe. AKs, the AWP will come out alongside the double ult setup for Max and Crucial. It's the same setup they used so frivolously there on the forZe camp. And Crucial will make good use of it. Taking face crack down to kick things off in the brown halls. And once again, forZe with their passiveness can force back, but even more utility at the CT side.
Will we speak about the double up setup coming out for Endpoint? Now Mighty Max has picked it up over towards the A bomb site by the looks of things. Seeing if he could back up Crucial as he makes his way over to B. I mean, that's a great start. The AWP finding the opener and no response to come out from forZe. Where do they go from here? Minute on the clock, still a lot of time to work with. No presence now out towards the brown halls. This has to be a commitment out from the A bomb side, but you've got to be looking at XCPower. He is the late lurk out from Ivy. He needs to try and be able to find some sort of connection on the split from the players out towards TCOM.
50 seconds to the hit. Mighty Max is ready for XE to face. Smoke down towards one side, flash over, catches Mighty Max completely blind, and he baits in that shot as well. Thomas going to have his back turn here to look towards the opposition as Jerry takes him down, and Max knows how many T-set players are really around him. He'll get that one frag, try to get off the red train. Eventually falls down to the hands of Almazer. 3-on-3. Robin, Surreal, and Crucial, very different positions. Robin forced out a pop dog. Surreal on the bomb train, waiting for Almazer to peek. If he drops his bomb, it could be everything. 19 seconds, and the T's are pressured. AWP trying to make his way around. The AK gets the pick. Crucial with one, flicking back. He's seen, and 10 seconds remain. He can't get Flit. The bomb plant will be secured, and it's all a case of timing and accuracy here from the AK and the AWP. Crucial checking left and right, falling down. Flit's going to hear that. He's going to have all the info he needs to work with. Crucial back on the train here. Flit checking out. Look, scope missing out the quick scope, making his way back up. Still sees him. Going to make his way up to the default position. See Flit come out, trying to land the no scope. It does not connect. And the pistols ideally needs to come through from Crucial because they're out for Flit, and he gets the job done. 11 on the board for forZe.
Oh, okay. This is now a couple of good rounds in a row from forZe. And they haven't quite reset the bank from Endpoint, but if they win out this following round, then they certainly will have. They don't even have enough money to go for the double AWP setup. Okay, this is really going to get interesting now, Jay. I think we've seriously got a third map on our series. And this is back and forward. We thought that Endpoint may have just been able to kind of sweep away with what looked to be a great lead on the CT side. 2 in a row now for forZe. And you've got to think the confidence is now in their court.
Execution set seems to come through the B bomb site here from forZe. Damage coming in from the nade of Surreal. But nothing major out from the CT side. Smokes on from Face Crack. They're going to molly their way in, flash their way into the bomb site. Crucial here with a second player in Surreal. A third man looking to also rotate if necessary. Seems like it might well be, yeah, a bit of aggression coming in from Jerry towards A.
I like this. This is a really nice strat coming out. So it looked like it was a double pump setup to the B bomb site. Jerry's now selling a fake to A, so they could honestly commit to B with Xe Power finding that opening kill. It's a 5-on-4. It all really comes down to Robin. He's hearing so many footsteps. He needs to go absolutely massive in pop dog. How many kills can he find? 1, 2. No, he can't find a second. Oh, but it just keeps going the way of the CT side. Thomas and Mighty Max are doing so much work.
The trades come back from Alma as a Surreal response to him. It's all left to Almi. 1 versus 2 for a 3K clutch now. The AK knows there's one on site. Does not know a Mighty Max here at Olof. The bomb is on his back, and the trades have been good from Endpoint to maintain control of the situation. He's going to wrap back in from Connector. 10 seconds, though. He's got to get Surreal very quickly here. He does not see the CT man, and Mighty Max is going to have to concede this bomb plant here. Here he pushes up. AWP from Surreal can't catch him, but Mighty Max does. They'll secure a plant. They won't secure the round as Endpoint try and extend their lead again.
And you've really got to feel for the forZe guys, because that strat was actually one of the most creative T-side kind of executions we've seen from them yet. A fake over to the B bomb site pulled so many rotations away. They had Xe Power out towards Ivy. They had Jerry out and Olaf, but they really just couldn't get that finesse in terms of the opening kills. Yes, they get a 1-for-1 for Robin out through Pop Dog, but after that, all the information goes the way of the CT side, and for Endpoint, they shut it down. So many bomb plants have gone the way of this forZe camp in this second half, but they haven't really found many rounds. Only 2 rounds on the T side.
Okay, so I guess we misjudged forZe's pauses, it seems. This has to be their final one. They've taken so many so far. Like,
unlimited.
That would be something. I mean, like, unless maybe the overlay's bugged and it's not telling us when Endpoint is taking pauses, which actually could be plausible based on the positions. Maybe. But no, this has to be the final pause from forZe. Yeah. There's no way that they've got any more left in the tank. Orb of Max and Crucial are here for the CT side. So again, the double orbs coming through, and the Orb of Xe there to try and respond towards it. Again, the fast utility coming through towards the Ivy. And the con position, Mighty Max, look at him taking out the first, seeing where the AWP is as well, knows exactly where it's at. Flashes in for Xe, re-smoke down, Crucial catches him instead as both the AWPs chime in and get a 5 versus 3.
Oh, here we go. Double AWPs out from Ivy, and will they just find so much success peeking on each other's contact? And you've got to think for forZe, how do you even bring this back? Like, this is such a difficult position. Look at the damage that's been done to Jerry and Flet. And for forZe, I'm getting seriously worried now. Yes, we've seen 2, I would say, good rounds on the T side, but outside of them, it has just all fallen apart from forZe. Even finding opening kills has been a big struggle. Flit's undetected. That's the only big and impactful element in this round, is that they don't know where Flit is.
AK pushed up towards Ivy in the midst of the smoke, could find so much. Sees two headshot spray through. Thomas is not a damn clue. And it's a 3-on-3 now, back to even standing for forZe, and Flit's going to continue extending around against Crucial at this kind of range. The AWP could fall so easily, and indeed it does. Mighty Mac can't connect his shot, sees all three T's, he knows exactly where they are, and Surreal just can't seem to do it. Endpoint. No response to the aggression on the T side. And that was a beautifully played round by Flit.
That's huge. Flit, honestly, that's an MVP. That's probably round of the day for me, or at least in this best of three. Like, that is so impactful. And that actually might just give forZe the edge to come back into it. The fact that he gets 4 kills completely undetected, and it's a force buy from Endpoint. They have been wrecked in terms of the economy basis. This could really go close to 30 rounds, Jay.
Endpoint have to consider back to 13-13 at least, but Surreal gets 2 kills and gets away unscathed. Thomas became the damage sponge, if you will, for the CT camp right there. Does go down for it. Flit gonna make his way in from Old Hell. Max is checking. He gets another headshot, grabs an AK. Jerry's right around his corner. Max gonna get faced in and does end up falling down. But a 3 versus 2. Endpoint have a serious chance to make this round work.
And Jerry's just seeing if he can find something. Flashed into the angle. Unfortunately, that flash doesn't go far enough to blind any of the players in towards the bomb site of, I believe that's Crucial at the bomb train. Now, 2-on-3, the information's been given up on where Jerry is. XE Power at this point is relatively known, but not entirely. Oh, and the Deagles, they're making this work, but XE Power's still alive.
P250 up close against Crucial, couldn't land his shot. The Deagle couldn't get the headshot either. And AWP get faced in as he looks the wrong way at the wrong time. Crucial getting 2, and the Eco Pistols do it for the CT side. Endpoint stealing magic away from forZe after they had a round stolen from them on the flank. 14-12. And the money's not great for the T side. I thought they were going to go for an eco or a half buy here, but they're going to force the investment. They have to get this next round, though, else Endpoint are in prime position to take this series.
Such a kick in the teeth, because we've seen how many times that Endpoint have been ecoed and, you know, lost to half buys. This time around, it actually goes the other way. Robin hearing a couple of footsteps, at least of the single player out towards the brown halls. And this is probably forZe's last chance, you'd have to say.
It is. Like, just again, the money being where it is right now.
Yeah.
The scoreline being where it is right now. Everything needs to go right for forZe here in round 27. Else we will be looking at a Endpoint victory to make their way to the grand finals, and a grand final that they would have hunted for from the very outset of entering this tournament. 60 seconds left. forZe gonna push forward here at a T-Con, but they're just being suppressed by so much Endpoint utility.
They really can't make a move, you're right. There is so much util out towards T-Con. The problem for Endpoint that they're going to be worried about is that they don't have a massive amount of utility to continue going. Thomas, what can he find? That's the first kill. Can he follow up? They've got so much information, and the kills are just trickling through.
Thomas going to look towards Ivy and get Almazer as well. Jerry does get one response through the smoke, but the AWP there to try and take it right back. XE moving forward. The AK M4's ready to receive, but here goes dropping next. 2 versus 3, and again, Endpoint, very similar positions to where this was in the last round, except this time there's 2 AKs to work with on the T side. Jerry and XE moving forward. AWP jump facing. He saw XE. He knows exactly where to aim, but he doesn't land the kill shot. Only a small tag. Surreal can finish off the job. Jerry going to get swung in by Robin as he looked for the bomb plum, but is unsuccessful. So not even a money bonus going into round 28. It'll be map, match, and semi-final point for Endpoint as forZe look to force buy back into OT.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. forZe, can they bring anything forward? Endpoint, 1 round away. And I tell you, they were one of the favorites to go far into the playoffs. One round will get them that spot into the grand final. Like you said, the one they'll be looking for before this event even started. And it's fast out towards the B bomb site. Surreal finds the first. This could be so impactful. There's now 3 players at the B bomb site from the CT side.
Or missing its shot against Xe, tries to adjust against it with a scout, needs that head, but he can't seem to land it. The CT so far unscathed, and forZe forced to put the brakes on their execution. They've lost 2, 3 more kills to go. As Endpoint forced forZe to change their mind, they're going to go back over to the pop dog position, potentially to the A bomb site here, all the way around towards T-Con for the rotation, in fact.
This is a long rotate from forZe, and they're lucky that Endpoint have not pushed aggressively. If they would have had the Ivy player of Mighty Max push aggressively out towards, you know, the T-Con or in towards T-Spawn, this long rotation could have just been completely shut down. And Almeza, you'd have to expect, is trying to sell some sort of a fake out from Ivy while the Brown Hall commitment comes through. But in a 3-on-5, there's not honestly a lot of options that they've got with them.
40 seconds to the hit. I don't know what forZe are playing at here with Almeza being alone here towards Ivy and potentially to draw some rotations away, leaving all on one player with the CT defensive as his teammates make their way out. They've got to find Surreal and Crucial. One top of white here at the Marshmallow position. The one out of connector, spray through on the first, bomb gets dropped to the second, and that's GG. Almeza can do what he wants from here, but he's not winning this round. He's not keeping forZe alive. He'll creep out towards CT, but needs all 5 picks. He can't get to the bomb, can't get to the site in time. Crucial sees him, and well, it's all formality. 16-12, all 5 alive for Endpoint at the end of the game as they take a 2-1 series on train. What an effort posted up by these boys.